This episode is brought to you by Prime. What if you had one more chance with the one that got away?
Sam.
You came home.
Based on the best-selling novel from Carly Fortune. Every Year After follows childhood friends Sam and Percy as they reunite in the dreamy, nostalgic lakeside town of Barry's Bay.
Love can be hard to find. So if you're lucky enough to find that person, never let go.
A second chance at first love. Every Year After, now streaming only on Prime.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The empty seat. Who is actually just that, an empty chair in your office because you couldn't find someone to fill it. So it just sat there costing you money with all its fancy ergonomic features. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can make it easy to fill that seat with the right candidate. With nearly 60% of businesses finding someone to interview in the first week alone. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Olivia Rodrigo, Honeybee, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a pretty good episode for you today. Friday night. You know, this album was going to be coming out. Honestly, this title is so long that I just forgot about the album. But there is a new Olivia Rodrigo album. I will not be listening to it tonight. I'm just going to kind of pick a track review. And then tomorrow I'm going to sit down and, you know, when my life's a little bit, you know, when I just got everything stable, you know, I'm ready to check out this album, give it all the attention it deserves. I'm going to sit down tomorrow and I'm going to check out the whole album. But so far, I haven't really checked out any tracks but the singles. And, you know, I don't know, it's kind of funny. You know, one single is not that good. Another single is, like, you know, pretty good. You know, it's just one of those things where I have no idea how this album is going to sound. Even though I checked out this track, Honeybee, and I thought, you know, we were moving into the territory of, you know, of it kind of sounding like her previous tracks, which, you know, previous tracks, what I mean by the other albums. You know, the other albums, I'll be honest with you, there was some kind of rock elements there, but it was just kind of like piano ballad city. And I guess with pop music, it makes sense there's going to be a lot of piano ballad-like songs, but I just, like, I lose my mind every time I check this out. And, you know, we also got some other music that dropped this week of, you know, Thursday night, and we got some fucking, you know, it's like I get cursed. You know, I think I'm going to check out, you know, some decent music, and, you know, the shit that drops is just like, ooh, get ready. You know, I'm not even going to spoil it because I just kind of want to wait. But later this week, we have a K-pop track that is just going to be, it's going to be fucking something. Anyways, Olivia Rodrigo, Honeybee, let's get into this track. Let's talk about the instrumental. I'll say this, the instrumental of this song is actually pretty good. You know, I thought it was going to start out like the typical piano ballad fashion, which I was kind of expecting. But then actually as the song progresses, you know, there's some really nice violin, there's some cool background vocals, there's some nice like harp and strings, you know, there's some like organ qualities that are in this song too. And also the thing that I like too is that this instrumental builds throughout the whole entire song, you know, it's not just the same 10-second loop. And one of my big complaints about, you know, just the piano ballad sound is that, you know, it's the same 10-second piano loop, just kind of loop for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. And that can get kind of boring really quick. So having an instrumental like this that's, you know, constantly building up, constantly sounding pretty good too, in my opinion, I mean, we are in for a good-ass time here. So overall, I'd say I overall pretty much enjoy the instrumental. I do like all the different sounds, the strings, you know, everything about it is actually pretty fucking good. Now, I do think this instrumental is pretty good, but as we move along...
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
The song, let's talk about the beginning verse. The beginning verse, it's a little slow to get into. I'd say vocally too, it's kind of on the more quiet side of the song. which I guess is not a bad thing. I just wish there was kind of more vocal switch-ups, something to keep me, engaged while I'm listening to the song. It's kind of the slow, kind of same quiet vocals for the whole entire song. And it does kind of pick up at the very end. And that's what I can kind of say. It picks up at the very end of the beginning verse. But the beginning verse itself is a little slow. Instrumental's not really fully alive yet. And you kind of got to wait for all the elements to start building. So, it's a very quiet beginning verse.
You have one new message. Translating. Disney and Pixar's Hoppers is now available on Disney+.
You could say that again.
Critics are calling it Pixar's funniest movie ever and a wildly entertaining ride. Blizzard Potato. It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Now we party.
This is incredible!
Wow, I am clearing the rest of the day.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers now available on Disney+. Rated PG.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
It gets the job done, to get moved along to the hook, but I'd say I probably would want something better. I mean, some vocal switch-ups, some fucking flow switches. I mean, I know we're starting out with a piano ballad instrumental, but, kind of move along the song, flow a little bit on here, really glide away. You don't got to, actually, switch your flow up. But some nice vocal switches to really keep the, really just showcase the singing here. I feel like that would be a lot better. But then the hook. We'll talk about the hook. I'd say this hook is actually pretty good. I do like the flow of the hook too. That really cool flow building up effect that these vocals do have. And I'd say the background vocals are pretty good too. And I do like that mid vocal switch for the final rendition of the hook comes into. So this hook does sound pretty good. No big complaints here. I think it sounds nice. There's even a bridge at the very end, which does a really cool little final rendition of the hook. So overall, I enjoy the hook. Now this is where I don't really like the song, is I'm just going to have to say, that second verse is a little too much like the beginning one. Now, the second verse does have some benefits, though. There's actually some strings going along. There's some really cool background vocals. There's some really cool stuff happening instrumental-wise. But that second verse is kind of the same as the first one, which is just a little bit disappointing. I think when you have a really cool, lively-ass, kind of classical instrumental that's going fucking crazy in the background, putting a little bit more extra effort on the second verse would have made the song even better and would have made that final hook too just hit even harder, because that second verse is a little bit different from the first one. So you're like, oh, okay, this is actually really fucking good. This is keeping me engaged, and this is keeping me want to listen to the song over and over and over again. So second verse just kind of sounds the same as the beginning one, which is a little bit of a disappointment. So overall, when we talk about Olivia Rodrigo, Honeybee, I do like this instrumental. I think this is one of the better. This is definitely one of the better, piano ballad instrumentals, because this one actually has some soul to it, has some live instrumentation with the strings and all that stuff. So it's not just your typical, piano fucking pop song, which I do like. Beginning verse too was pretty good, gets the job done. Hook I do enjoy. But, I will say that second verse was a little bit disappointing, sounding the same as the first one. So, overall, I'm just going to have to give this song an easy 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at. Make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And guys, we are officially here. We got an Olivia Rodrigo marathon all weekend, all week. We're going to be having more Olivia Rodrigo reviews. I'm going to have a lot more to say once I actually check out this whole entire album. And probably at the very end of the week, we will probably have an album review for this album. So that's going to be fun. And we got some other stuff coming up, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.